Shavua Tov, my beautiful friends, I hope everything is well. I saw over Shabbas a beautiful story, and the story is with the Ohev Yisrael, the Abtarav. And somebody once came to ask the Abtarav, how comes when you daven, Hashem Yisbarach answers all your tefillas? The Abtarav answered as following, well, you see, my friend, when I daven, I imagine that there's a small hole in my heart as I hear the tsar, the pain, the suffering of the other. So as each person sits with me, there's another hole in my heart. And then I go before the Rabbi Shalom and I say, do you see how many holes there are in my heart? I'm getting ill from it. Have rachamim on me. And Hashem Yisbarach looks at me and he says, there's so many holes in your heart from the tsar and the suffering you've heard from others. I don't want this. I'll answer. Just let's close up one of those holes. We need you. So the more I have rachamim on others, the more Hashem has rachamim on me. And what am I asking him to have rachamim on? The other person. So he answers my tefillas. So the message, my friends, is simple. Let's learn to listen and feel that little bit more intensely. So many times we could find ourselves sitting and reading the news while, drinking a cup of tea. And when we come to realize that the news that we are reading is actually quite horrific, how can we be drinking our cup of tea? I know by the Gates Rav Shlita, and as well, I heard in the name of Rav Kotner, when they read the news, that's what they did. That's what they did. They sat, they didn't do anything else because there's many times the news is painful. And they didn't want to lose their sensitivity to that which they were reading. So Be'ezras Hashem, we should machazek ourselves this week that we can feel the other. And if we are going to read the news, stop and read the news. Do nothing else. Don't eat your croissant or your rugelach as you read about how people have gone through hardships and suffering. So Be'ezras Hashem, we should be more compassionate and sensitive and help inspire others to be more compassionate and sensitive, and mamash create a whole nation of compassionate and sensitive people. Have a beautiful week.